Testing 1, 2. Ah, there we go. There we go. We're just counting down the time. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? I don't know why this thing like messes up as much as it does. It's a OBS. Give me a second, just getting things together. All right, everybody. October 16th is the B-Day, the birth date. So I just came on real quick because I just wanted to talk, wrap it up a little bit. Count down to the time. It's 11:39 now. At 11, 12 o'clock, I'll be 50 years old. I've been on planet Earth for 50 freaking years, yo. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about. 50 years. Young when you think about it. Especially just thinking about the death of D'Angelo. Crazy. He made some great, great music. I see the tributes are starting to roll in. The tributes are really starting to roll in. So, I'm kind of happy for that. And it kind of makes you think about life. It makes you think about the things that you got going on. Your dreams that you didn't accomplish, but still looking forward to the future. And how I got to say that 50 represents Jubilee for those of us that believe in the word and believe in God. So, and also, I'm happy, trying to be happy. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on in this world at this time. It's a lot going on in the world at this time. So, I know this is awfully late trying this, but sometimes I'm a night owl. Everybody's asleep, the house is at peace, and it's just me. I get the opportunity to talk and, you know, you know, talk and chop it up. I don't like that much. Push that out. So there we go. Yeah. I'm just trying to see how it looks. This looks good. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. All right. We got our visuals looking right. We got our visuals looking right. Good. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll be 50, turning 50, and you start to think about all the things, This is that time when you hit that midlife crisis. I might have had mine 2 years ago, though. The midlife crisis. Shout out to everybody that, supports me. Shout out to Jazzmatic. Shout out to Beats by Lonze. Shout out to DC Carson. Shout out to Ghetto Styles. Shout out to Masada. Shout out to Creative D Will. Shout out to Pulse Music. Shout out to all the guys that have, ever supported me. Joe Fire. Um, all the great guys that are funny, you know what I mean? Do Mega. It's a lot. We coming up on that Jubilee year, 50 years old. And man, I had to go back and listen to Africa, you know what I mean? Not by Toto, but D'Angelo's, even though I love Toto's version as well. But I just had to go back and listen to D'Angelo for a minute. It's funny, I've been listening to it all last week and playing. I dropped my daughter off and I had Africa going. And it's so funny when you listen to the lyrics Like I never, like, I go on Apple Music and I'll pull the lyrics up, but I never pulled the lyrics up like this. You know what I mean? So these are the lyrics to D'Angelo's Africa. And, it kind of got me a little bit when Michael Archer, Michael D'Angelo Archer. All right, give me 1 second. Get this to the right scene. I don't know why this thing ain't on. All right. It says, Africa is my descent, and here I am far from home. I dwell within a land that is meant for many men, not my tone. Yeah. The blood of God is my defense. Let it drop down to my seed. Oh, this is powerful. Showers to your innocence to protect you for all eternity. And with this wood, I beat this drum. We wouldn't see defeat. Yeah. And then it's, oh. I don't profess to be a singer, but from kings to queens becomes a prince. Knowledge and wisdom is understanding what we need. Ever since the day you came, my whole world began to change. I believe he's talking about his son now. I knew then to dedicate my life for your own, and this day will come. Son of a pastor. Every day I see you grow and remember what you already know. I receive the love that radiates from your glow. And then the chorus comes in. Then the last verse goes, from which you came was love, and that's how it all should be. You and my soul are one through all the time in history. Yeah, that's my joint. I've always loved that song, and it got that Prince vibe to it. You could tell he was heavily influenced by Prince. I don't care what nobody's saying. So D'Angelo will really be missed, man. He was a great soul musician. They say he loved that quartet music. That quartet music was his favorite. It's crazy to think of. Sometimes your favorites are gone. I never got to see him in concert or anything like that. I wish I could have, because he definitely was one of my favorite musicians. My sister loved his first album, and he just said like the writing was better. She believed the writing was better on that album. Get by on love. That album had some hits on it. The first album, Brown Sugar, and then we came out with Voodoo. I love Voodoo. And the Black Messiah album was a dope album as well. So yeah, D'Angelo was the man, the musician, multi-instrumentalist. They say he still played in church, kind of like how Zaytoven still plays in church. He still do that. He still did that. So, but R.I.P. to D'Angelo, one of the greatest producers and musicians of all time. It's funny how him, Dilla, High Tech, Madlib, they all had that slug style to their music. What's up, Archive? They had that slug style to their drums and things of that nature. They just thought different, and D'Angelo was smooth, you know what I mean? I think I was a greater Maxwell fan, but that's because the Sade, but no one can deny D'Angelo's talent, his skill, his style, his vocal stylings, the way he layered his vocals and things of that nature. He's one of the greatest to ever have done it. And I just loved that, you feel like you were listening to another creative that was in that same vein as Prince, but different, you know what I mean? And gave us three amazing albums, and a myriad of dope performances. You had the one on the Chris Rock show. You had the one when I believe it was Jamie Fallon. What's up, Gary Smith? Thanks, man. I'm counting down the time to the birthday. And then 50 years old, man. Sheesh. Like time flew by. Had its ups and its downs. It's the year Jubilee, so I'm expecting nothing but great. But then it also makes you think, because that's why I brought up D'Angelo, 51 years old, suffering from pancreatic cancer. With that type of cancer, once, your pancreas, and you got pancreatic cancer, they said there's no coming back from that. So, and he, suffered in silence, but kind of like how Chadwick Boseman did. But we still have his music. We still have, his energy, his vibe. And I still think he will go down in history as one of the greatest artists, not just a soul artist, but artist of all time. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. So what's going on with y'all guys? How y'all feeling? Thank y'all for coming in. It's late. But I jumped on anyway. I said, let me jump on for about the last couple of minutes before the birthday. Oh, you say you 53? 53 and still kicking, still making dope music. You know what I mean? So I'm glad of that. So everything's going good? Oh, let me, I don't know what I got over here. Probably my YouTube page or something like that. I don't have much. I was just grading students' papers, man. That's all I was doing. And then cleaning up my section, because I always have bills and all kinds of stuff over here, and trying to make this section look better than it used to be. Because I realized when I look at people's videos today, it's a different vibe than it was a couple years ago. Nobody's looking for this vibe right here. Let me change things for a minute. Nobody's looking for this vibe right here. Hold on. All right, so I'm gonna cut these two lights on, and then I'm gonna dim it like this. This used to be the vibe back in the day. Give it a little bit of light. You see, I'm hanging like a pound. I hear you, bro. I hear you. So this was the vibe, the gaming vibe. Had the lights flashing in the background and stuff like that. I got my two lights right here. I might move them. I had the LED lights all around. But now, it's all about, a certain vibe and aesthetic that people can see and vibe with. Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other things that's happened in entertainment and life so far. We got the Crown Prince that takes credit for everything and just fabricates everything. Being a cyber teacher is a lot, because I think people try to jump in this career field for money, and they don't know it's a whole bunch you got to go through before you get to the money, like with anything. On the music front, I put out a new single. Let me pull up my Spotify. They better not get me. He said that's a Kumo D line. I hear you. What did they say? What's the hot take. There we go. Hot take. As I go back, LL never really beat Kumo D. As I go back and listen to it, I'm like, lyric for lyric, Jack the Rapper does not beat Let's Go. Let's Go was an onslaught. He said, yes, Infamous album did drop. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. It's number 5 or number 1 and number 5 in iTunes, that's the group, You get to hear P again, Prodigy. Sound like he's still alive, I heard like maybe 4 or 5 songs, but can I tell you the everybody talking about that Nas joint? I haven't heard the Nas joint, but I was in the car waiting on my daughter, and I fell asleep, and I woke up, and it said, boom. When I woke up, I was listening to Pusha T and Malice on a Mobb Deep track, and I was like, yo! I was like, this is tight. You gonna cop the MPK Mini? Yeah, I think that's cool. The Mini 4 is definitely different than the other ones. We definitely getting updates this year in terms of the game. And then, it's been a while. It's been like seven or more years, so I can understand. Yeah. But I think I haven't watched the video yet, but the MPK Mini is tight. I like that. Do you get the updated software with that? Do you get the updated software with that, with the MPK Mini? Cause I gotta go back and watch the but back to that Mobb Deep, that's how I woke up. I was checking out the album, I listened to a couple of songs, and I was so tired I fell asleep in the car. And I was like, ooh, and all of a sudden I heard that beat. I woke up out of my sleep. I was like, yo. No, that's cool. Cause I you know, I really need to go back and watch some of the things that they offer with the new MPK Mini. I wanted the Mini as well, or the 37 key joint. It does. It does look nice. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it up here before we do it like this. Mini 4. I'm about to pull it up now. I got 6 minutes. Yo, new to the channel. Thank you so much. Every day a peso. I hear you. I wish I could say that. Give me 1,000 pesos. Shoot, 1,000,000 pesos. All right, I'm about to pull a video up now. Let me. I'm gonna switch over to my other scene. Do, 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 do. Mm, mm. Uh-oh. There it is. Your next big idea starts with the MPK Mini. I remember when I got the first MPK Mini, man. I was mad because I messed up the USB port on it. That was years ago though. That was like 2011, 2012. That does look nice though. I like the pads and all that stuff. Controllers. You have the actual controls where you can control the start and stop, record, things of that nature. I gotta get a new MIDI keyboard. Let me show y'all what I'm working with right here. Maybe this would be better. Nope. Oh, you don't have that much view there. Hardware. My camera's zoomed in, so you're not gonna see. I'm still using the Novation Impulse. But let's go back and check out this Mini. See what they got here. See if they got a video. It says, breathe new life into your performances and studio sessions. MPK Mini 4 comes equipped with true mechanical pitch and mod wheels plus newly designed key bed for more expressive playing experience. For a more expressive playing experience, transport controls make your workflow seamless, and legendary MPC pads are a beat maker's dream. That'll be good, man, because sometimes they give you devices and they don't give you the right feel. Like at first, people complained about like the pads on other devices, but this seems like this is gonna be a nice little joint here. I probably, if I had to get one, I would go with the beige color joint. I don't know. I'm just different. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see if they got I know they got to have a video on here. You get exclusive sounds, 1,000 plus studio grade sounds. That's cool. Let me see. You said peep the new plugin. Oh, they got a new plugin with it as well. That's cool. I'm trying to get to a video. You know, Av had a hot take. You know, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched anybody's videos yet. Just talking about it. Here we go. All right, let me minimize. Get the screen to the right size. All right, there we go. Let's check it out. Hold up. You're not going to be able to hear it yet. So let me fix my desktop. Yep. I'm going to fix my desktop audio. Give me 1 second. On OBS. Properties, default. Speakers. Okay. Tell me if you get sound now. There we go.
You probably want to get to making music right away once you get your MPK Mini 4 out of the box. So grab the included USB-C cable. The QR codes on the box and on the quick start guide are the quickest ways to get you to the software included with the MPK Mini 4 and to any firmware update.
Y'all hear who voice that is, right? Tatro. Tatro's doing it up right now.
You might need to download. In fact, the QR code will bring you to a page on InMusic's site where you can download Studio Instrument Collection, a collection of over 1,000 sounds that you can use to start making music with your MPK right away before even registering. So let's connect our MPK Mini with the USB-C cable. Optionally, you can connect a sustain pedal, and we've got the full-size MIDI out, but let's start talking about software before we get into hardware. So
I like it. It looks nice. You know what I mean? It looks nice. It's especially looks good for traveling. If you got your laptop and you want to travel.
Now with Studio Instrument Collection downloaded, I'm going to open it and go to the audio MIDI settings. There, I can find my MPK Mini 4 MIDI port, and I'm going to check the box right next to it. Now we want to make sure that we press the plugin/DAW button so that we are in plugin control mode, which will give us full control over the Studio Instrument Collection. So of course we can play the instruments, but also we can scan through the library with the bank buttons. Not only that, but we also get macro control with the encoders on the MPK Mini 4.
Woo!
You can also use this central encoder under the screen to scroll through the different presets, find the one that you like, press the button, and instantly load the sound. We've got everything here from bass sounds, full sequences, great sounding keys.
I gotta stop it. Happy birthday to me. I'm officially 50 years old. Let me go back here. I'm officially 50 years old, everybody. Thank you so much for I'm not a person that normally celebrates birthdays. The people that be like, I'm gonna celebrate my whole month. I've never been one of those people. Even as I was a kid, they used to like, what you want for your birthday? I used to be like, man, just give me a tape or something like that. But 50 is something different, man. It's different. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's something different. The body got aches and pains, man. Woo! I try not to speak. The Dick Gregory said, don't speak bad over yourself. But man, I'm 50, yo. I never thought, you do think, but at the same time, it just feels a little different, so just wanted to wish myself a happy birthday. I'll find applause somewhere, I should have gotten some confetti or something like that, but I just wanted to count down until 50. But let's get back into the MPK Mini. All right.
Big evolving pads. And also drum kits across genres. And in the drum kits, our macros can control the level of a particular pad, the panning, the pitch, or the filter. You can use the pitch wheel to put little bends in your music, and the modulation wheel to transform your sound. Use your octave buttons to access higher or lower ranges of notes. And the arpeggiator will let us create little arpeggiated sequences, which we can latch, meaning hold them without having to hold down the keys, with the latch button. If you hold ARP and you use the key bed, you can change different parameters of the ARP, like the rate, or the order. You can even do random. Mutate it.
So you're saying you can bring in your MPC expansions with this as well? Oh, that's cool if you can do that. That's really cool.
For a variation. And freeze it so that I can add unarpeggiated notes along with our arpeggiation. Note repeat can be especially useful for drums, like using this repeated hi-hat pattern. If I hold note repeat, I can also use the key bed to change the rate. Don't forget that these pads are pressure sensitive, so I can add or remove pressure over time to create more dynamic patterns. And if you're not so confident in your keyboard skills like me, you can actually take advantage of the scale and chords mode. So if I hold shift and turn scales mode on and then configure that scale, I can set a specific key and scale, in this case C major, and that will mean that every note that I play will be in the key of C major. No wrong notes. Holding shift and turning chords mode on means
thank you.
that we can hold down a single note.
I appreciate it.
And play
What's
chords
up, the
built
battle?
on that note. If we go into the chords configuration menu, we can actually change the voicing of those chords from basic triads to sevenths and ninths and strict major sevenths for the house heads. The MPK Mini 4 also comes with other included software like Splice and Melodics, as well as Ableton Live Lite, which you can use to start making music. With Ableton,
Look at that. Look at that. You get Ableton Live Lite. This is cool. I love Ableton. I don't care what nobody says. I love Ableton. I take my tracks out to MPC, bounce them into Ableton, give them extra life. Some tracks, I go straight out of it. One thing I'm tired of sometimes is sometimes the plugins not loading, but I'll fix that.
Live Lite open, I'm actually going to open Studio Instrument Collection within Ableton Live as a plugin. And I still get all the same capabilities, like the ability to switch presets and macro control. But also now we have access to the DAW control mode. Now we've also got a full video dedicated to explaining how to use the MPK Mini 4 with Ableton Live. But let me just show you some of the main features and also mention that there are scripts available for the MPK Mini 4 in most.
I'm gonna let it roll. I was gonna pause it because sometimes you don't want YouTube to hit you with content strikes because you're checking things out. But
popular
let's
DAWs.
check it out.
So with a drum kit loaded up in the Studio Instrument Collection, I'm going to make sure that I'm in DAW mode now. I'm going to use the tap tempo button to tap out the tempo that I'm feeling, then hold shift and turn on the metronome, and you can see that Live is responding in real time. We have transport control, so I can play and stop the project. So now I'm listening to the metronome. But with this metronome going, let me record a really simple loop. Okay, let's overdub on top of that. Great, we're gonna keep that for now. Now I'm gonna hold shift and change my pad mode actually, so that I can arm the next track. And I've got a bass here. Let's record this. We can turn the metronome off. We can change the cutoff. My bass in Studio Instrument Collection. Just a cheesy little demo there, but hopefully you can see we can take.
Yo, that's good to get Ableton Lite with that. Gary, you think you'll use Ableton Lite? Because I know you do stuff. I don't know if you use Logic. You might be using Logic with your MPC, but I'm not sure. So, I think that'll be something good.
Control of Live with the transport controls to play, stop, record, overdub, get the timing right with our metronome, and utilize our pads to do things like stop or arm tracks or launch them. And we are recording.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. But I think, yeah, it seems like a good joint to get into. You know what I mean? But like I said, that would be the one I would get right there. That's more my speed. You know what I mean? It's 12:08, and today's the birthday Thank y'all for coming on. I just wanted to count down the time until it was October 16th, and I'm officially 50 years old. Oh, you use Studio One? Man, Studio One is dope. I started on Studio One. Of course I started on MPCs. I had Pro Tools when they were DigiDesign, and I didn't. I made a couple songs on DigiDesign, maybe like 2 or 3 songs on DigiDesigns, and but you said you have the Light 12. 12 is amazing. All the stuff you can do in Ableton 12. But that's it. I don't have anything else, to ramble on to talk about. I don't like talking about people. I don't like putting people down and all other stuff like that. I may be considered a little boring. My guys was like, yo, when you going to come back and make videos? I haven't had the time. It was work, man. Work. You know what I mean? Work. But anyway, and trying to get that and take care of family. And I've, kind of rededicated myself back to God, in a more, deeper way, because of, started attending a local church called Victory Ministries. And I'm there, I'm growing. I was debating, getting rid of everything. And then I found this video. You did a beat on Live 12 Lite. I hope you like it, man. I'm telling you. So how long you been using Ableton 12? But yeah, gave my life, I'm not gonna say I gave it back. I was always, but sometimes you rededicate yourself, and now I'm trying to live a better life. Even though yesterday was a crazy day. It's like, it seemed like it was student arguing with teachers day. I don't know what was going on with yesterday, but anyway, let me see. This music game is crazy. Oh! I forgot to talk about what I did. Let's go here. If you haven't hit the like buttons, please hit the like buttons. And I appreciate that. Hitting Spotify up, because I put a new single up. I sit on my music so much that sometimes I just say, you know what? Let's just put up a new track. And it's not a new track per se, but just putting it out there. So this is No Idea You, and this is my track. And watch they hit me up for music that's mine. Thanks, Gary. I appreciate it. It was on BeatStars, but I say, I registered it with BMI, and then I just put it out, and then I'm going to put the other song out this week as well. So this is just one. And it didn't take that long. I did it over the weekend. It might have been either Thursday or Friday of last week. And now it's out on Apple Music as well as Spotify. So hopefully we get more plays, and I'll promote myself more and put more of my music out there. Everybody, see, this is what I was saying, Gary, man. Put your stuff out, man. I don't care if it's on Bandcamp, whatever it is. Your music is hot. I'll show people. We're gonna show people right here. We're gonna go to Facebook, and then we're gonna go here, because we be messaging each other. And let me see, Linda's son. There we go. My man Gary. Let's check out Gary's music. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Just want to make sure it was coming through good. All right. Yeah. I'm telling you, Gary got some banging music. All right, let's listen to something else. Yeah. Let me turn it up a little bit. All right. I love that bass turnaround. Boom, 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 boom. Check out another one. That's what I was telling people. I'm like, yo, Gary got some hot music. That sound like some Larry June right there. I want to ask a question. Who you think has the album of the year? Mobb Deep or the Clips? Mobb Deep or the Clips? Shout out to Mad Props, Gary Smith, Every Day, Jared Music, and 421 BB4. So I'm telling you, man, your music is hot. This is tight. And you know, sometimes people talk about music, but sometimes it's the artist. You know what I mean? Artists can make a track that people think is, you know, unimaginative or something like that. But then when the right artist gets that track, then it's a different thing. It's a totally different thing. All right, let me go here. And for some of you that might not have heard my music that is just coming on, we got 7 people in the building. Everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button. Today's my birthday, October 16th. I am 50 years old today, year of Jubilee. I'm gonna go here real quick, and I'm just gonna play this joint. It's not new. I just put it out. You're right. Vocals and lyrics do make the song. One, two, three. All right. So that's me. That's Dayson Silver. That's my single, No Ideas. And then eventually I'm going to put... see if it'll bring it up. We've been having glitches and issues on Chrome. See? I'm not fighting with it. I'm going to go here. Bring this over here. You say you'll find a pop artist? I know it does kind of have that. That's why when I have it here, I have it listed as like hip hop country or something like that. Yeah. But I'm about to put this one up. So I'm taking stuff off BeatStars and I'm submitting them for sync as well. I will find more sync companies and I'm gonna submit them for sync. I'm not sitting on my music anymore.
Wake up, the sun is shining on them. Wake up, the sun is shining on them.
Of course, I want to remove the tags. All right, so that's that. I put that in a beat battle. I did not win the beat battle. I was disappointed. I was like, what? I did not win the beat battle. I was like, Jesus. But, you know, things happen. You know, you can't win them all. You know what I mean? Let's see. Lee Michaels. I don't know if this one's gonna load or not. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I was going for like that Mob Deep, you know, Nas, as you said, G-Rap breakdown. I'm gonna redo this one because I want the drums to be better on this. I'm gonna pull up another one. 48 beat battle. I think I'm gonna put this single out right here. I don't know what's going on with this one. Drums are jacked up on this one. It just happened. Give me 1 second to get the drums right. Trying to get the drums on track. Give me a second. I gotta get the tempo. All right. All right. I just had to go back and check. Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Pavana, thank you. I appreciate it. There we go. I'm gonna put that out. All right, everybody. I ain't gonna stay up too late because then the missus will be like, "You came to bed late." And I have to tell her that, yeah, I did a little countdown to the 50th. So everybody, I want to thank you so much for coming on and wishing me a happy birthday and listening to, just hear me talk and ramble and have no idea of what I was gonna talk about or anything like that. So thank you once again. Yay, me. Happy birthday. Yeah. 50 years old. Or 50 years young. And rest in peace to D'Angelo. And everybody out there that have loved ones that has passed away. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great one. This is Day Sun Civil of Sun Civil Media. We are signing out.